Yo, this is your boy JSF. So I just kind of wanted to make a follow-up video about the frost patch changes. Well, the other video just kind of going over the patch notes and showing them and explaining what they mean. But this video is more of what the patch did and didn't do to frost. So like what the patch fixed, didn't fix, and like because a lot of things were not fixed. Like frost had more problems than back one, not being fast, like not having a fast mid, I should say. Let's have them on block because that just helps typically. Put frame rate on. Cool. So yeah, this is a great buff. This is a buff I specifically asked for. I even said this should be 11 frames. I said I would love it if it was 9 or 10, but 11 I'm rolling with. So this change happening 100%. I'm all about it. It's a great change. Helps her out a lot. Gives her something she needed. You know, gives her a real mid. Gives her, you know, something you have to respect when I jump in. I don't have to just jump in and hope you don't press buttons, or jump in, hope I can bait you, like, or jump in, throw, you know what I mean? I can jump in and you gotta respect the 11 frame rate. So that's not the only reason it's good, it's just one example. But anyway, before I talk too much and get off topic, the reason I'm making this video is because this patch gave her 1.5 buffs, right? Gave her this change and then the down one being plus 15 on hit change. And that's really just so her down one jails into her stand one. That's really the only thing that changes for. It's a universal thing, universal mechanic in the game. Like all the characters who couldn't do that before the patch can now do it, even though I think like 20 characters could do it already. So anyway, I'm not gonna show it, but it just so down one can jail in the stand one. Yes, down one is plus 15 on hit. That still means plus 15 on hit. So you can, you know, back one, you can do stuff after for sure. But that change wasn't like to make her back one really good because it's still 8 frames, it's not 7. She still doesn't have a 7 frame poke. But it's so you can jail down one and the stand one like you should have always been able to do. So let's just go over, or I want to just go over like why I still have problems with this character, with where this character is on the tier list, how this character is. And people are going to say, oh, how do you know that? The patch just happened. Like, how do you know where she is on the tier list? Because the way I know it is, because I know the top tiers were not nerfed as hard as like people would have wanted or people would have expected. Like Gears is still really good, Sonya's still really good, Cassie's still really good, Cabal didn't get touched, you know, Scorpion got his teleport nerfed, but that didn't nerf the character. They didn't touch any of his other stupid shit. So yeah, like nobody really got worse in the patch. Like yes, technically, but nobody, like no S tier character went down to B or C tier. You know what I mean? Like an S tier character went down to A tier probably, when there shouldn't be an S tier to begin with. So you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm rambling. I just play this character a lot. I understand this character really well. So one thing I want to point out. So back 2 wasn't touched, right? Wasn't touched. I believe this should be a little bit faster, maybe a little less recovery on whiff. You know, maybe not have this gap in the middle, whatever. But them not touching that string just means this is no longer her best string. Well, that and buffing back 1 means this is no longer her best button. That was one thing before the patch. When this was 16 frames, it was garbage. It was a bad button. It was a bad button. It was terrible. I almost never did it. I only did it to punish. This was her best tool. She was a mid-long range character. Frost, you wanted to play from this range or further away. That was how you played the character. Like, that was the best way. That was the most, you know, the most practical way to play the character at a competitive level was to play from this range, you know, maybe even throw this in every now and then. And see how it's plus 3? Man. But it doesn't matter because this shit's so bad. Like, can you imagine doing this, right? Being plus 4 and then going into this? Like, can you imagine and it reaching? Like, imagine that being like a thing. That would be great, right? But no. But no. So with them not touching this string, I think it should be a couple, like 17 frames or something, maybe a little less recovery. Just because there's other characters like Shang Tsung has a button with more range than this at 17 frames. Scorpion's 4 and 3 basically has the same range and it's 13 frames. Katana has a button. There's a lot of characters with long range buttons that are better than this. You know what I mean? They're just better. But them not touching that, not touching 4-2, I think 4-2 should have a crushing blow attached to it. Not touching this, not touching her down 4, which has a shit ton of recovery, and it's fucking -8 on block, -9. Look at this. Like, you know what I mean? Them not touching her long range buttons and giving her close range fast mid and buffing down 1 means that she functionally plays as a close-up character now. I'm not gonna say rush down because she's not a rush down character. She's not like Liu Kang, she's not like Jackie, she doesn't have a 9-frame mid, she doesn't have a 7-frame down one. You know, she's not an amazing up-close character, but that's what, this is her new identity. Her new optimal range is from here. Like, from here. Yeah, from there. Which, like, is not a bad thing. Her having this is good because it opens up the throws. And, you know, as if you play Frost, as I would hope you know by now, both of her throws have crushing blows attached to them. So her having an 11-frame mid is great because it opens up the throw game. You know? Am I gonna, like, one of my favorite things to do, let's have him block stance. I always change this because I never have him doing the right thing. And I always never find the right thing. Stance hold, bam. So, you can go into that. Throw him. I like doing that. I think that's really good for pressure. That's as good as Frost pressure is gonna get though. So let me just, I'm gonna try to be quick about this. I don't want to make this video super long like I usually do. I usually talk too long and it's like 20 minutes. But basically, this is her new optimal range. You want to play her close up. The problem is she's not as good at close up as the close up characters. Like Sub-Zero has a 6-frame down one. His down one still sucks to me because the range is garbage, but it's 6 frames. You gotta respect that. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna try to pressure him, he's gonna be like, eh, I'm gonna down one you. And what are you gonna do when your fastest mid's 11 frames and your down one's 8 frames? I mean, you know what I mean? He's not the best example. I wanted to have another character, but whatever, it's fine. Hold on one sec. There we go. Sorry, I wrote down notes to help me not talk forever. So yeah, between all the things, like, I still have a problem I still have a problem with, no, I don't want you to block anymore. I gotta make up my mind about this stuff. I still have a problem with this not reaching. Like, they didn't fix that either. Like, there's just no reason to play her from long range anymore. Like, that was her identity before the patch, is to be long range. Now it's not. So the problem with that is she's not as good at close up combat as the rest of the characters. She did, like, this is still 16 frame setup. The first hit's minus 13, so you can't stagger it. It's minus 30. It's full combo punishable if you try to stagger this. Granted, nobody's gonna probably poke after it. Well, no, there's a gap in it. Oh my god, yeah, there are gaps. Totally forgot about gaps. Let's flawless. There's 2 gaps in that string, so you don't want to do that outside of a combo at all. Now you can do this, it's minus 5, and try to stagger, but most people, even online, will poke on that all the time. So, you know, I wouldn't recommend it. I would not recommend it, but it's a thing you can throw out every now and then. But yeah, so between that string being 16 frame low with 2 gaps in it, and it's punishable if you commit to the overhead that launches, because this launches, but you can't do anything on it. Like, I wish, oh man, I wish you could just do this. Did, like, press buttons, that'd be great. But yeah, so it's that. She still has the worst down one or stand one in the game, as you can see, and it moves her backwards. A couple of her buttons, like her back one does the same thing. Like, I'm gonna keep doing back one, she's gonna keep going backwards. And it's not like me pressing backwards and square is pushing her backwards, like, it's the animation. It's super weird. Like, her stand one does the same thing. I don't know why. It's just the weirdest thing in the world. Anyway, yeah, so between this not being 7 frames, this being horrible with, like, having horrible range, they didn't buff it. This being 11 frames is great, but when you're playing in Jackie Liu Kang range, not having a 9-frame mid or really, you know what I mean, like, not being able to compete that kind of way is gonna hurt a little bit. It doesn't mean she's trash and she can't fight rush down characters. It just means she's not as good as that. She's not as good at that game as they are. So she's like let's say a mid-tier up close character, like a mid-tier from this range. From this range, she's terrible. She really can't do anything. She can, like, I can do this, but you can jump at me and kill me for it. Every character in the game can do that. Just jump. Like, I don't get good OK on knockdown. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't really pressure you after a combo. I would have to end the combos in such a weird way. Like, how would I have to hit? Let me see. Yeah, if I wanted to like some kind of knockdown pressure, I would probably have to end combos like this. Like, you know what I mean? She just like, she doesn't have staggers. She doesn't have great pressure. She doesn't have great buttons. She has one good button. Button's really good. And that's it. And like, these buttons are not, they're all her worst buttons now. Like this is like, I get it, it's super long range, so it shouldn't be, you know what I mean? It should be minus something. It shouldn't be -1 like Aaron Black's stupid down for. But just everything having so much recovery and being so -1 block, like, it just ruins this game plan, which I think was her design from the ground up. Like, it's like you design a character, and then after the character's already completely designed, you say, well, let's make him play like this. And like, there's always going to be a flaw in that. Like, you can't, the way she's supposed to be played, you guys aren't letting her be played that way. Not you guys as in like NetherRealm. Like, they're not letting her be played. Like, she has these buttons because she's supposed to be a longer range character. Like, there's no way you can tell me you designed this character to play up close. So she's never gonna be that good at this game because she's supposed to play this game. She's supposed to play this game. And all these buttons are her worst buttons. So, in short, her new identity, like if you played Frost before the patch, you're gonna have to change the way you play her now. You can keep trying to play her like this. I'm gonna probably do it just because muscle memory. But the best way, the most effective way is in here, and it's not as effective as I think it could. So anyway, sorry if I rambled, I ranted. I'm gonna just get out of here and end this video. If you disagree, leave a comment, like, dislike the video. If you think I'm super trash, I don't really, you know, just if you got any tech, any ideas, feel free to leave it in the comments. Thank you and have fun.